It has been revealed that France, for the first time, I was surprised to learn, is about to introduce a legal age for sexual consent. They haven't had one before, and they've set that at age 15. We were doing some research this morning and found that the legal age for sex is 14 in Germany, 13 in Japan, and just 12 in the Philippines. So that does beg the question, maybe is it time for the government here to lower the age of consent? What do we think? Oh, it's a tricky one, this, isn't it?
My instinct is that we should lower it to 15 because I think it's accepting a reality, and that not only would I like to see the age of consent lowered to 15, I think that teenagers who want to have safe sex should be able to walk into supermarkets and show their date of birth and just get contraceptives free.
Without having to...
Yeah. I don't want them to have to go to the family doctor. I don't want them to have to go through anything. And it's partly born out of what happened to me, because I think we've got to accept that everybody wants to have sex at different ages. And, you know, I'm not demeaning teenagers who don't want to have sex till they're 18, 19, 20 or whatever. But personally, I lost my virginity at 15. And because there was no easy availability of contraceptives, I ended up having an abortion when I was 16 or 17, and then I had a second one, which was even more stupid.
Because
when I was doing my
you felt
A-levels.
you couldn't go and ask for contraception because it was you were under the legal age. I think you're right that we have to move with the times, but I think you can never 100% protect teenagers, whatever age you set that limit, because there are always going to be children that are maybe more ready for sexual contact than others. But I think there has to be an age limit. I was really shocked when I heard that France hadn't had one before. This is only recently introduced.
Shocked at 12 in some countries.
But who sets the level? You know, who says? To me, 12 sounds very young, and 11, and I think, oh no. But then if you're 15 and you're ready for sex, you know, some 15-year-olds feel very mature and very grown up.
Teenagers are not having more sex than they used to, and there are less teenage pregnancies than ever. I mean, the rate of teenage pregnancies has gone right down.
I think that's probably because we do have better family planning and it is more accessible. I think you're absolutely right. The thing that I disagree with moving the age consent down is in situations where a teenager might have sex with somebody a lot older, and in which case I think that there should be some enforcement there at 15 to be protected.
But that's why this happened in France. It says this reform came after a case in which a man of 29 had sex with an 11-year-old girl, but he was acquitted of rape because there was no evidence that she was coerced, because there's
She's
it wasn't
a baby.
no law.
She was 11 years of age.
But this is the
coerced
problem. Teenagers will have sex, and, you know, you have to accept, like you said, Janet, that you can be at different ages and ready for different things.
A third of teenagers in a recent survey said they're having sex at 15.
Well,
so a third of them are already
took Lauren
doing that.
for the pill at 15 to get the pill because she'd been in a relationship for quite a long time. I sat her down, had a chat with her, and I thought the safest thing to do is take her to the doctor. So I took her to the doctors. She got the pill, and I felt much better for it, because when I was growing up, it was, where did you go?
Well, exactly.
I mean, where we are in Islington, it was like I put my hood up and had to go to Pine Street to get the pill so that none of my mum's friends would see me or anything. Now, obviously, it's much more accessible, and so it should be, as you said, in supermarkets. You should be able to just walk in there and show your ID and get the pill.
I think that lowering the age of consent doesn't mean that all teenagers are suddenly going to want to have sex, because on the evidence so far, teenagers are far more chaste than my generation. They drink less, they have less unprotected sex, and they take less drugs. And we, you know, far from being like I was, they seem quite a sensible crowd of people, almost puritanical.
Lowering the age of consent then, if you lower it to 15, what it does do is it means that a 15-year-old who then has sex with an older person might feel, if it ever came to a court judgment and they were ever put in a position where they were going to find out if this older person had consensual sex, that 15-year-old would have to prove that it wasn't consensual, rather than the law taking over and saying they're under 16.
Yeah, but looking at it another way, when is too old? Like, when I had sex at 15, the person I had sex with, I would guess, would be about 20. And the next person I had sex with, I would guess, was about 21, 22. Because when you're a teenage girl, you're not interested in boys your own age. You're interested in something a bit, you know, a bit more sophisticated. So I thought anybody who's a student
But isn't that the point, that the age limit is then there to protect younger women from
But
being...
not if you want to have sex. It's not protecting you. You're going to flout it.
But then
it's not going to make any difference.
they were saying that case in France, would an 11-year-old girl know she wanted sex, or was that a 29-year-old
well, I
man
agree,
telling her she's
11-year-old.
beautiful and
Yeah.
you know, she doesn't think she's being coerced, but you know
She's being groomed,
She's
probably.
being groomed,
Yeah.
probably. So many comments. Sorry, I haven't got time to read them all out. But the poll, we said, should the age of consent be lowered to 15 in this country? 90% of you say no.
Yeah.
At the moment, yeah. Okay, well, thank you for your comment.